Good morning, Dave P. Dave P is leaving on a plane, up and early this morning. Dave, good to see you, man. First on, Vicky, a close second. So, good morning, everyone. I said 8:05 because I've been trying to really hurry to get this PDF done. I got up at like 5 in the morning and worked on this PDF. So, I've got 16 blues and jazz ideas in the key of E. And today is a Chord Academy lesson, and this will be in the All Access folder as well. So, but all of my All Access members should be a member of the Chord Academy anyway, so it's in there under today's date, and it shows today's date as well as that it's 16 licks in the key of E. So make sure everybody gets that, and I'll remind everybody of that in a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and start going through this. Awesome. You're welcome, Dave. I'm glad to do it. I really like this Key of E PDF. You guys are going to love this, today's edition. What's up, Rick? Good to see you. All right, Rick, we're talking about the 16 licks and ideas in the key of E, and you guys can see the PDF on the screen. This is in Chord Academy, so Rick, make sure you get that, and it has today's date, and you're good to go. All right, the first thing is everybody, whether you're a Chord Academy member or not, you're going to get this 5-note blues scale. We're going to go through all 16 of these. And I don't even know if this will stay up publicly or not, but we're at least going to go through it now. So here we go. First 5 notes. Now, what I like about that E blues scale is don't be afraid of the E blues scale because it's just one B flat. Isn't that a neat thing already? And then our voicing we're doing right now, we're doing this E flat, just like we do an F13. We're doing the flat 7 of E, the 3rd, and the 13. Right, and I want you to practice doing exactly what I'm doing, like sitting on a lick, sitting on a voicing, sitting on a blues scale, sitting on the first 5 notes is a great thing to do. Also, to work all the fingers. Let's do that. Let's turn on the track and get some work in. As people come in the chat, we're going to say hello to them, but we're going through all 16 of these. We will be doing this lesson for 35 minutes, and let's go ahead and start with the E blues. We're just getting our fingers going. We have this. I like to call this automatic pilot because we're working our fingers. And I'll switch to the left-hand chord, B9, A9, E13. And it repeats. Now you can start making music. Let's do that one more time. Here we go. All right, now, even that to me is fun. We're just using the first 5 notes, right? And one thing I really like to do is we have the first 5 notes, but then you're going to go up and I go, I want to hear the 5th, and I want to get that sound in my head. And then I want to hear the flat 5th, and then I wanted to hear this. I did the flat 6, so I cheated a little bit and went up a half step. But isn't that a fun blues right there? And then I could go. I might do a simple blues for Scott, our newest member of the YouTube channel. We could do like this: 2 and 3. There it is. That's a Scott's Blues, our newest member. And I'm actually supposed to do Bill's Blues, but I have another idea for Bill's Blues. So Scott, our newest member, has this again. Let's turn on the track and make sure we do this so I remember it. So Scott's Blues. Here we go. 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Now I could do this. 2. So Rick, do you like this idea of staying on the, or do you like changing after the first one? So the only difference is if I stayed like I did at first, the other way I played is. Do you like to stay on the same or to change? That could be a Dave P. or a Rick idea. What do y'all think? This is Scott's Blues. So we either stay here, 2 and 3, even when it goes to the A, or we change 2 and 3. You guys can tell me if you want to change or not. All right, let's move on down this PDF. You like the change. Okay, very good. All right, well, it's done then. We've got Scott's Blues, and I'll write that out and put it in the folders as well. Okay, let's go ahead and go down. So the first one was easy. Get those fingers warmed up. The next one is just this idea that's so nice of every time you want to get the major third in, you do a lot of minor. Like we do a lot of minor stuff, but occasionally get that little triplet in. Let's do the triplet, and then let's go ahead and do this while we're at it, since we have a lot of things to cover this morning. We're going to go, or, right, remember the trick. Go down 3 half steps from whatever your key you're in, and Rick and Dave P start to notice that you're in the key of E. Start to get familiar with that C sharp minor, right? That's our scale that we go that's 3 half steps down below. So I'll either do the triplet lick or I'll do the C sharp minor here. Let's first just get this triplet going. So again, how about all right, now let me stop that. I don't want to get too far ahead because all of those are in the PDF as well. All right, anybody having fun out there? I sure am. All right, so Dave P said it. All right, so we've got the change, and Vicky said the same thing. Uh-oh, we lost our little piano software. Just give me a second. Let me redo this. All right, let's see. We're going to go to that. It's always something, Rick. How about that? That should be... Well, why is that not working? Let me try this again. Why isn't that working? There we go. There we go. When in doubt, unplug. Now, of course, I see it's all weird. It's all in the wrong place and everything. But I either move this over. Oh gosh. All right, let me just do this really quick. It's gonna bug me. Behind the scenes at iMusicAcademy. And we have a lot to do to get through this PDF. Okay. All right, the next thing we are going to do is, let's keep going down. Isn't that C sharp minor a really nice thing to add? There it is. What's up, Jeffrey? Most consistent man at iMusicAcademy. Everybody say hey to Jeffrey. All right, as you go down the next thing, everyone, you have this idea of... So watch this on the third. So imagine again, once again, this idea of the third. So I'm visioning, or I'm thinking about E major as a triad right here, and I go da 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 da, a little jazzy kind of thing surrounding that third, right? Kind of a little enclosure there. Now watch, when I go to the A7, I have to be on the G. And then I decided to add the little Memphis riff where we go. Isn't that nice that Memphis has his own lick now? Right here. What a fun little addition from Memphis Blues. All right, let's turn on the track and do that. And I'm looking at the time, so I'm trying to keep. We're going to finish up around 8:37 and to 8:40. Here we go. 1 and 2 and ready, go. Again. So you can double time that if you want to, but the main thing is you just get this, visualize that E. Let's do it one more time and then we'll move on to the next thing. Here we go. And when you go to the A, you need to be on the G, not the G sharp. Okay, now let's stop and go on to the next one. I like the way that works. It's really nice. Okay, the next part is this idea, once again, of... You had this little generic blues, and if you do it in the key of C, it goes root, minor third, up to chromatically up to the fifth. We did this yesterday, so I'm not going to spend too much time on this. But the fingering, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 on that one. All right, let's go on to the next one here. And this one right here, I put this lick right here from Blues Volume 1 in key of E. And your fingering you're going to use is 3, 2, 3. And then 1. 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 5. You can bring your fourth finger over. It's just kind of risky. I mean, it works. But in a live performance setting, if you're playing on a gig, it might be actually easier to play with 3, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2. I would like for Rick or Dave or somebody to tell me which fingering they prefer. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Or to try to get that fourth finger over. Let me know what you think is the most secure. All right, so that lick is pretty easy in terms of our ear. Let's go on to the next part, which is Cruella de Vil. Remember I showed you guys this lick? I think it's important to go over this again. Of when you're in the key of C, you have the flat third, right? Up to the flat 7. No problem there. And on F, it's the same thing as you go around the cycle. On B flat, it's the same thing. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the fingering. Cruella de Vil, same thing. Cruella de Vil. Once you get to A flat, it's the different fingering. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cruella de Vil, same thing. D flat. Same thing for G flat. Same thing for B. Same thing for E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for A. And then same thing for D, and then you're home free after that. So Cruella de Vil is always going to be on those other keys. Getting to the third, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you start back on G, you're back to the other fingering. C, F. That's a really kind of a neat thing that you get through all of those 2, 1, 2, 3, 4 fingerings, and then you get to the key of E, and I'm sorry, the key of A flat, and it's all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as you go around. All right, let me see who's here. All right, so it looks like Jeffrey came in the chat, which is awesome. George is here. Everybody make sure you say hey to George. And we got Hugh is in here this morning. Hugh, so good to see you. All right, now let's continue, guys. And Hugh and George, make sure you click on your PDF to get these 16 licks. I spent a lot of time on this one. All right, the next thing we're going to do, everyone, is let's turn on the track and let's get this Cruella de Vil. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, I also put in there a WAV file so you can listen to what it sounds like, and even a movie. It's a MOV file, so you'll see a picture of the sheet music, but it's just the first page, but you'll hear the PDF, the finale playing the thing. So click on that and you'll be able to listen to the audio anytime you want to. Okay, now let me turn on the track and let me do the Cruella de Vil lick. Now the good thing is we're in the key of E, so here's the E, and I have to do the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fingering for E. You hear Cruella de Vil. Now watch, for C sharp, for A, I have to do it same finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what makes this nice, is once I get this fingering, I'm home free. And same thing on B. A. Again. Cruella de Vil. And Cruella de Vil. Hey, you know what? I just had an idea. So one of Vicky's favorite licks is the Cruella de Vil lick. So maybe we'll make this, we'll make a blues for Vicky with this idea. So it'll be very simple. It'll be Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil, ba-do-da-da, ba-da-da-da. And we'll go down to E, and then we go up to A. And come back down a little bit, and then go to B. Cruella de Vil, Cruella de Vil. Maybe end it like that and go. And that will be Vicky's blues. What do you think about that, Vicky? Vicky's been long overdue for her blues. All right, let's do it. Let's do, if I get everybody's approval, including Vicky, this will be Vicky's Cruella de Blues. B. All right, let me stop that. I don't want to give everything away until we get to it. All right, here we go. Let's see if I got approval. Okay, so that is now Vicky's song. All right, so we have 2 songs that we've just done. We got Scott's blues, and then we have Vicky's blues as well. All right, very good. I'm glad we got that knocked out. We have 11 people watching. Hello, everyone. Good to see you. Hey, you know, I was hoping that when I got up this morning, we were going to go from 14 members of the YouTube channel to 15, but it didn't happen. I'm a little bit disappointed. for a coffee a month. I can't believe that more people aren't signing up. It's kind of crazy. All right, let's keep going, everyone. So the next thing we're going to do is let's go to the next one on the list, and we're gonna go. I just showed you this. That's a great one. And the fingering is all there. We already did that lick right there. We did your Cruella de Vil. All right, the next one is, I just hinted around to this one. Now, E7 in this C6 lick is a little bit like key of C, F, G. It rolls off the fingers like the hand. It's just super easy. You get the spacing in the octave. Key of E is a little tricky because you have to hammer on. We know that. We hammer on the minor third to major third. And you have two options. You can either go 5 on C sharp and then open your hand to the octave, or you can do 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. And that's what I do. I just, for some reason, since I have kind of a weak pinky because of my shoulder, I do 4, 4. Because I feel like I can't trust that pinky to give me what I need there. But the fingering is written the way I like to play it, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 octave. And you can actually practice that same exact idea on C. But looks on B, I guess I do use the pinky. So who knows? On A, I definitely use 4. Let's try it on B. But you can actually turn on the track and practice it just like that. Let's actually do that. And as we do this, we're getting some work in on the octave. It's a little fast. You could go real quick. Because it's fast and it changes, it would kind of sound weird if you went. But you could do this. You see what I did there? I just hinted this and then I went. So I didn't go up all the way and just go right up to the A. I just kind of hung around the E and just playing some notes that might work with A. Any of those pentatonic notes will sound great over that. Okay, so let me do this. It's 8:26. We're doing okay on time. Here we go. See how I did that? Now I could go to A. B. And that time I went. That's a really good trick to go down a whole step and chromatically down to the 5th. All right, A chord. Again. Back to E. B. That sound. All right, let me show you something really quickly. So as I'm going through this, I'm always thinking of like there's something that you can do that's a little bit different from what is written there. You can definitely go, but also sometimes you'll hear me go, right? And it's just like root 6. And you can go up to the minor third or play the blues scale or any of those notes. But and when I went to A, I did this. I was wanting to hear that G. And then, all right, so that'll help you with the octave and getting used to that. But we need to keep going down this PDF because there's so many really cool things that are about to happen on this PDF. Let me check on the chat. See how we're doing. Is anybody enjoying the key of E today and doing all these fun things? Okay. the next one, I hinted around it, or we did this yesterday, is I love the pentatonic scale. The only difference between the blues scale and the pentatonic scale is this is a 5-note pentatonic scale. 1 flat third of the E major scale, 4, 5, flat 7. 5-note scale, penta meaning 5. And I love 4-note groupings, and I wrote these out. So at first you hear, and I even put your fingerings in there. Let me make sure I got them right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. Isn't that fun? That like there are certain fingerings that you can do that really help you in your facility, and so make sure you grab those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So one way you can do these 4-note groupings is to turn on the track and practice it just like that. But even though I have them written straight up, I want you to spend time on each one. So it's like this. Get that sound in your head for a while, and then you go to this one, which is really like a 1, 2, 3, 5 pattern of G major. Now what I'm going to do is do those first two. Here we go. See, so I'm just experimenting there, and now I'm going to go to the next one. So this is the first pattern, this is the second, this is the third one. I like that sound right there. Let's practice that. I don't want to do triplets yet, but it's coming. That's a fun little thing. That's the next one. All right, now let's go over these again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Spend time on each one of these. That one, spend time there, and then the last one would be actually not the last one, but the second to last one. I wanted to highlight this one right here because we know at iMusicAcademy, especially, is that whenever you want this top half of the blues scale to have the minor third on top, one of the things we like to do is say you put your middle finger on whatever key you're in, and that's going to naturally have your pinky hovering over the minor third, your thumb hovering over the fifth, and then your flat 7 right there. Isn't that like Hugh and George? Isn't that right? You're just doing this, right? And that's right from Blues Volume 1. And it works for days. You can do it in any order you want. It's going to sound great. But more importantly, it's part of this pentatonic scale. So I go, and right there is where it was. The last one is on the flat 7, which is a nice sound as well. I love that because it does some really interesting things. It gets your flat 7 in there, which sounds good, your root, your minor third, but also puts this little A on top, which is the 4th note. And I love the sound of this. So sometimes I like to repeat a pattern. It doesn't matter the instrument, but this idea of instead of just ba-da-da-da, I go be-da-do-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. There's so many different ways to turn around your ideas. All right, now let me turn on the track and then check the chat. We still have some more to go. And you'll find that you have favorites. Which pattern you like. I like that. That was a good little run to do. Let's do that again. All right, let me stop that. I need to pull up the chat and make sure everybody's still with me. See if anybody's still with me. Pentatonic scale, awesome. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, very good. Love the key of E. All right, Dave P loves the key of E. Isn't it interesting of how we're doing the key of E and you think it's going to be crazy scary, you know, like, oh my gosh, key of E has 4 sharps, right? And we're going to do, but this is just one flat. B flat is the only blues scale note that you have to deal with. The rest is just white notes. When I do this pattern right here, you're home free with that pentatonic scale. Okay, the next thing we're going to do, everybody still with us? Rick's liking the key of E. Awesome. Good for guitar. Absolutely good for guitar. Okay, now, hey, it's just going to get good, y'all. Hang in there. All right, the next one we talked about yesterday is triplets. I told you guys that, like, a couple years ago, I was playing with my friend. He was on piano, I was on bass, and we were out at this gig, and I was noticing, I'm like, he was doing all this stuff where I'll just do it on the C scale, where he was doing these triplet feels like da 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 da. Didn't matter the scale. He was doing that idea, and I'm like, man, I never do that. So I started doing that, and so then I started thinking how nice it is over even things like if you did your pentatonic scale, you go. Right? So the same idea that we just did, but now we can think in terms of triplets. So you have, and then you could go to your blues scale if you want to. Let's turn on the track. You got to hang around in here. I might go 5 minutes over, but just hang in there, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 4. You could go. And then you could go. So I went back to 4, right? And then you could go back to triplets if you want. One more time. Man, that is just too much fun to mess around with that. Okay, now let's go through this PDF. It's we're getting to the good stuff right here. Okay, the next thing we need to go over is this reminder that I wrote. I went ahead and wrote out this. You're hammering on. Okay, just like we do in the key of C, I wrote this out in E. And you have 2 options. You can either go 3, 5, 3, 5, or you can go 2, 4. And then we did this one right here. I went ahead and wrote that one out as well. And the same thing on A. Whenever you get to A, just do the same thing. So same concept there. And then I wrote out this one right here, E minor. Okay, I need to save this for just a second. We are getting close to being done with this PDF. So just a few more, but let's turn on the track and practice this idea. So remember, E7, go up an index with your index finger. You have let me stop this really quickly. Reminder that just think of E7, index finger goes up a whole step, and it's like going here, holding that top note, and then you go to the 4 chord, which is A, and then back to E. And the same thing on A. Watch A7, up a whole step, go to the 4 chord, which is D, and then on B, it's the same thing. B7, index finger goes up a whole step, E chord, and E. All right, we're going to keep going down the PDF because I know I need to wrap this up. Okay, here we go. The next one we're going to do, oh, this is really, really important. If you're wanting to do like an E minor kind of sound, an E minor, I just did a simple E minor 7 voicing, but you can do this. You hear the difference of that? I don't know why it should be the same. Let me just make sure. I didn't do the second measure. But here's what's nice about that. If I'm in E minor, and instead of just like an E blues, I could go E minor, I could go. And then I could go to G. And I could go to C. I don't know why my pedal's not working. And you could go to B. So we're going to talk about the minor blues coming up very soon. The next thing we did is this. Remember this? This is right out of 20 Tips for 5-Minute Practice Success. And the very last one we did is this. This is a great exercise. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and what this is so good for is ear training. You know that you have the octave, the flat 7, the 6, the flat 6, and your blues scale, and you can have some real awesome fun with that. Okay, let me check on you guys. And we'll start saying goodbye now because I know I don't want to overdo it. 5 pentatonic scale. All right, have you guys enjoyed that? And do you like the? Do you want me to do some minor blues next time? Because we could really get into some neat things there. As long as you, yeah, all right. Isn't it fun that you could do those same things? You can even use octaves if you want. And then we'll put chords with it. Okay, Rick says minor blues. So why don't we make next week's focus the minor blues, E minor blues. And so what we're going to do, it's a good start to take these ideas right here, Rick. And the only difference is you don't use that G sharp, right? So you just think E minor. And it works over G. Works over C. And B. All right, guys, if you've enjoyed this lesson, please let me know in the chat. And if you are downloading the PDF, let me put it in the chat for my Chord Academy members, just to give you a quick, easy link there. Let's see, Chord Academy. I'm going to do that. I'm seeing all of you guys. Let me just check here. I see Dave's a member of this folder, Dwight, George. I'm seeing my dad. Well, if you're an All Access member and for some strange reason you're not a member of the main Chord Academy folder, please let me know and I'll add you. In the meantime, I'm going to put this link here as we say goodbye and let you guys click on that. You guys grab that PDF for my Chord Academy. And then let me put this in the description as well. And anybody who's not a member, an easy way to start to get involved in what we're doing is to join our YouTube channel. Just hit join, and you can start with a coffee a month, or you can go up to elite status, and it's not going to hurt my feelings. But we're looking for number 15 of our group. It would be awesome to get number 15. So we celebrate Scott. We have 2 new blueses that I'm going to write out, and I will write those out and put those in the YouTube membership area. All right, guys, so let me say goodbye to all of you, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for our all access lesson. Hold on, don't go yet. I want to say goodbye to everyone. All right, so Dave P, first on today. Good to see you, Dave. Vicky, you're awesome. Rick, always good to see you, Rick. He's probably going to the gym if he hasn't already left. Dave, let's see. Jeffrey, most consistent man at iMusicAcademy. George, good to see you. We have Hugh that jumped in. I see Hugh. Jeffrey, Rick, Dave P. Doug, good to see you. Doug's a member of the YouTube channel. Thank you, Doug. And Hugh saying bye, everyone. I think that's everybody. All right, guys, have a good one. I'll see you in the next video. Great job today. And remember, if you're a member, and click on one of those links, and I'll make sure that you're added. Everybody needs to be added to these folders. There's so many weeks and things of Chord Academy as well as all access. So many awesome things that you need to be getting. So I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, guys. What a fun stream.